Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking for Ezeetrader. Looking at the euro dollar first then, and as you can see, yesterday's bearish Harami, or the previous day's Harami followed through. We'll get a continuation of this move. There's still so much uncertainty on the euro with the Greek situation. It's so unclear either way what's going to happen. We are right bang on this previous trend line again, which it spiked through on the open on Sunday. At the moment it looks like it's trying to make some sort of recovery. It has got the daily pivot just above us, which may be some sort of a draw, but looking from this excuse me, the overall picture looks relatively weak. You've got this sort of series of lower highs here, potentially, or certainly there. Potentially here, may just want to come up and catch the pivot at 110, 88, 89 sort of area. Alternatively, you're going to be looking for, if we see a break here, maybe a continuation down to the 1.1 area once again. So certainly an area, and maybe even Sunday's lows there at 1.09 if we see that follow through. So certainly a possibility. Consolidating at the moment. We've got to be careful just prior to the 8 o'clock, just for the false breakouts, but hopefully then we'll see a confirmation direction. I would like to see the daily pivot taken out first, but I am relatively bearish at the moment. Okay, looking at the pound dollar. Again, similar picture in a sense. It's in fact, for whatever reason, the pound has weakened more over the period. This Sunday low was there. We've already broken that. We took that out yesterday. At the moment, it's sort of in this wedge pattern here. We have got the daily pivot above us, so there's a possibility that could be reached. But if we do start breaking down, well, we've got the S1 below us. Reasonable target initially. Let's just look back a little bit. Yesterday was sitting, so we're sitting on a monthly pivot. So really, I'm just looking at where we may be drawn to. When you see price break down, it starts getting drawn towards and leads towards the previous moving averages, and maybe 55.48 sort of area with a 34, or even 155.05. So sort of quite clear areas below where it could want to go 50. So the 34s were around about where the R1 is, S1 is, and then you got the 50 MA more close to where the S2 is there. So a couple of potential areas we could be off to if it starts selling off. But it has, as I say, sold off relatively weak. It's been relatively weak after chopping around for some time. It seems to be breaking to the downside. Okay, dollar yen. So we're off to catch the gap. We put a pivot swing in yesterday, and it's broken the top of that today, so it's triggered this sort of long side potential. Still yet to go and fill that gap that sits there. It's a possibility that could happen straight into the monthly pivot now. I was talking about yesterday. So let's just refresh this. There we go. Daily pivot below us. Any sort of breakdowns, well, that would be a target. If we see a breakdown in this sort of current trend that sits there quite tight, maybe a target at least. I would really like to see that R2 hit there, because it would just literally complete the closure of the gap there. So technically, it'd be a nice finish, but we'll see how it goes. But at the moment it's looking relatively bullish, which could see that gap filled. Any sort of breakdown here, maybe break that 200, could see the target of the daily pivot hit. Okay, finally the Aussie dollar. It's been a right messy old currency of late, very choppy. It's still in this chop zone, selling back towards the 76 area, which every time it gets down there seems to find plenty of support. It may be some of that's disappearing though. Looking from yesterday's chart that I drew here, we got the breakdown of that trend line. It's just continued to sell. The breakdown came quite late. About 11 o'clock it started breaking down yesterday, and we're seeing this the afternoons. Sometimes it's given us the trend as the European session is coming to sort of, particularly as it's coming towards an end. We often see the US session's coming into play really, and it's just been continuing to sell off some of these currencies. We're sitting here now, really looking between the sort of a wedge sort of starting to appear. Break of the lows could see us coming down to the S1 and all towards Sunday's lows. We've got the daily pivot above us. Trend wise at the moment, it's been chopping like anything, but we do have sort of the lower high here, which was broken. Well, at the moment, if we do break this the prior low here, that'll be a secondary lower high, and would certainly look like we'd get to at least the S1 area, if not pushing on towards that midi and retesting that 76 area. Any rallies? Well, daily pivot sits above us, so it's really if we can break through the 60, 21, etc. That could be a target to the upside. Okay, news-wise today, then we've got non later on. Let's just bring my news tab into place. So I've got exactly what's going on, but certainly we got the construction PMI this morning at 9:30 for the UK, which it's a less of a mover, but could still provide a bit of volatility. But really, it's the non-farms at 1:30 that we should be looking for, and it may mean it's like a normal Friday, non-farm payrolls Friday, where things quieten sort of mid-morning. As soon as the first part of the action's out the way, we often see a bit of a quiet stretch before we wait into the non-farm. So hopefully we may be able to enjoy the sun this morning. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.